I'm going to go over those directions one more time just so we have it on record. Next week is going to be brand new for all of us. Whether you are a face-to-face learner or a hybrid learner, things are going to be different for everyone, I believe, because before, back in November, when school closed down, we were still doing 2 days of new instruction, 3 days of practice, and we just kept that routine. Now, every single day is going to be new. That doesn't mean we're not going to practice, but you're not going to be getting packets to take home. You're not going to have 3 days of repeated work. We're going to keep moving, keep progressing on, because we have a lot to do in math before you guys go to the 5th grade. I have a lot to teach you before you get to Mr. Men's. Okay, so last night, your assignment after our Zoom, your assignment was to do pages 55 and 56 in your student workbook. And we circled the problems that I wanted you to complete. They were number 1, letter A, C, E, G, and then on page 56, just number 4. So there are a total of 5 problems. We're checking those today. You should have, the directions were to send me those pages last night when you finish them. I actually told you, sign off the Zoom and do them right away. A lot of you did a great job following my directions. Some of you, I never got your papers, so you didn't get credit for that assignment. We're just checking this today. So if you don't have it done, you should be completing it with us. But if you did do it, now you're going to check and make sure you're on the right track, because on Monday, Monday's a day off of school for you guys. On Tuesday, you are going to be taking a quiz on partial products and the traditional algorithm. So that's what we have starting us off next week. And we're going to be doing a lot of fact practice, because Friday, you're going to be taking a version of a fact test. So we're going to see who's been working and have progressed with your facts. Okay, so before we get started, is there anyone that has any questions about anything? Okay, I'm going to read through my list. If I missed you, please make sure you unmute yourself and tell me your name. So for attendance for today, Friday, January 15th, I have Ilea, Cooper, Chase, Zach, Sunny, Elijah, Noah, Gracie, Hunter, Carter, Reese, Nolan, Kellyanna, Jack, Hayden Waitman, Brian, Maria, Nevea, Tanya, Julian Pletcher, Tessa, Duran, Colin, Tessa, not Duran, Carissa, Briley, Finn, Riley, Izzy, Soren, Peyton, Tyler, Sophia, Trace, Nina. If I missed you, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me your name.
Did you get Bella?
I did not.
All that right there.
Anyone else? Everyone else is good? All right. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. Get out of here.
Well, 30 seconds.
Okay. Okay, Zach, go ahead and read. Hi, Sarah. Did you need something, honey? Sarah? I can't find your picture, but I saw you raised your hand. Did you need something? You have to speak. I can't read your mind. Is your volume not working? Okay, you know what? Some people were saying if you, we had a couple people sign off the Zoom and sign back on. Oh, I did not have you on my list. Okay, they were saying that if you, good luck, that if you sign on and sign back on, that was fixing the sound problem. So if you want to try that, go ahead. If not, if you just need anything, just go ahead and type it in the chat, okay? Okay, Miss Jameson, can you see my screen okay?
Yes, I can.
All right, Zachary, go ahead and read the directions.
Solve using the standard algorithm.
Okay, so Zach, if I set this up using this, if I set up my problem, What do I do if I'm using the standard algorithm? How do I solve?
I'm gonna multiply 3 times 1,
And that gives me
4.
no.
Oh, 3.
There you go. Try not to get confused with addition. And then what's your next step?
3 times 4,
Hmm.
which equals 12.
For a final answer of?
123.
So Zach, here's a bonus question for you today. If this said solve using partial products, how would your work look differently? What's the first thing you need to do when solving using the partial products method?
You'd have a work bar.
Very good. That's going to be the first thing that I look for when we're going back and forth between the two methods. Bella Watkins, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me how you solved letter C. Or what, actually, I know how you solved. You use the standard algorithm, but tell me the facts or which way tell me the steps you took.
7 times 3 equals 21. So I put down the 1 and carried the 2.
Okay, very good.
And then 7 times 4 equals... I'm in my profit. Shh.
7 times 4.
30. Well, 30 if you add the 2.
Very good. So 7 times 4 equals 28, and then you add the 2 to get 30. So I put down my 0, carry the 3.
And then 7 times 1 equals 7. But if you add 3, you get 11.
No, try that one more time. 7 plus 3.
10.
There you go. So what's your final answer, Bella?
1001.
1001. Very good. Now, if you saw that I did return everyone's lesson 9 exit ticket. If you see your scores changed and it went down, look at the comments. For some people, I had to write, you did not show your work, so I did not give you points. So if you had the answer correct down here, 1001, but if I don't see a 3 being carried and a 2 being carried, what I believe is you use a calculator, because there's no way to actually solve this problem with numbers like this. You have to have the digits carried. So I hope everyone has gone back to see your score for your exit ticket, because remember, those are like little quizzes. If you see that, it's because you didn't show me your work. So that means I can't see how you solved. Okay, Izzy, can you help me with letter E?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna set my problem up and then it's all yours. Remember, if you, at home, you should be checking your work, fixing any mistakes if you have any.
So 8 times 4 is 32. So I put down the 2 and put the 3 and carried the 3 up
Very
to
good.
the other 4. And 4 times 4 is... Wait, hold on. Sorry, I forget what it is.
Okay, try 4 plus 4 and then double that.
16, and then you add the 3, so that's 19. And you put down the 9 and carry your 1.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 times 0 is 0 plus 1, so you just get 1 for that. And then 4 times 2 is 8, so I put the 8 down in a comma between them.
Okay, so your final answer?
8,192.
Okay, very good, great job. Okay, and our last multiplication problem, Nolan, why don't you help me explain 4,096 times 8?
First you multiply 8 times 6, and that equals 48. And and then you multiply 8 times 9 plus 4 equals 76.
So what is 8 times 9?
72.
Very good. Carry my 7.
8 times 0 equals 0 plus 7 equals 7. And 8 times 4 equals 32.
And remember, when you have something times 4, always think of add 8 plus 8, which is 16, and then double that, because it's almost like folding a paper in half once, you get 2 squares. Fold it again, you get 4. So anything times 4, you can add that number together once and then just double it. So Nolan, what's your final answer?
32,768.
Very good. Okay, so those were 4 very basic multiplication problems. Hopefully we got 4 out of 4 there. Now we flip over to the word problem. Before I move on, is there anyone that has any questions about the basic multiplication? The traditional method, anything I can help with? I'm clicking through my pictures, but if I don't see you with your hand up, go ahead and unmute yourself and you can just ask. Colin?
Tammy buys a 4 gigabyte.
Oh, hold on. This is for questions and then you can read. I thought you had a question. Anyone have any questions? Okay, go ahead, Colin.
Tammy buys a 4 gigabyte memory card for her camera. Dijonia buys a memory card with twice as much storage as Tammy's. 1 gigabyte is 1,024 megabytes. How many megabytes of storage does Dijonia have on her memory card?
Okay, Colin, tell me what you underlined or highlighted.
Tammy buys a 4 gigabyte memory card. Dijonia buys a memory card with twice as much storage. 1 gigabyte is 1,024 megabytes. How many megabytes of storage does Dijonia have?
Very good. Okay, I need someone to help me with some note taking. Noah, go ahead and unmute yourself. Noah? Okay, Noah, I want you to pick one character out of this story and tell me what you know about him or her.
I'm excited, but also nervous too. Tammy.
What do we know about Tammy?
She has 4. She has bags.
4 gigabytes.
Yeah, gigabytes.
4 gigabytes, okay. What's another character in our story?
Think about nothing but the game. So who's playing this game? The little one. The littler one, yeah.
Yeah, this is a memory. That's like a little, almost like a
Oh,
little can hold things on. So one of our characters is Tammy, and we know she has a 4 gigabyte memory card. What's another person, another character in this story?
We lost the game. I threw the ball onto the field from the wrong place.
Yeah, looks like Dijonia or something.
Yeah.
Okay, go flip your screen around. I can't look at you upside down. Give me a billiard. What do we know about this person?
She has She has 1,000.
No, this is 1 gigabyte. So we do know that 1 gigabyte, I'm just going to put 1 gig equals 1,024 megabytes. But that doesn't tell me anything about this person. What do we know about Dijonia?
Then she comes out like I broke your shin guards.
What
Yeah,
if
so she
DiJanae
hasn't been
buys a
coming
memory
out.
card with twice as much storage as Tammy?
Okay, so
No,
let's
that's why it's so important that you listen whenever we read and underline, because this stuff should be like this, but when your head's turned, you're not listening. What do we know about this person?
So it was starting to say a large
She has 1 gigabyte.
No. It doesn't say anywhere in that story that she has 1 gigabyte. I'll read it to you again.
At 7:30.
DiJanae buys a memory card with
A
twice
little
as
bit
much
after the game
storage as
ends.
Tammy.
What do we think's gonna happen here? Tuesday at
She
7:30.
buys
Maybe she'll get
she
back
buys
and
twice
try
as
to
much
I'm
as
gonna read the story
Tam-
today just because we have to get
Tammy.
through
So
it.
what do we know about
And then we're
Tammy?
gonna grab the organizer together.
She has
Okay?
4
Because before
gigabytes.
Okay, so if we put Tammy's gigabytes first, what would we do to that to show twice as much?
we just wanna get through the whole lesson today, okay?
We have to
Tuesday at 7:30.
um
I'm still nervous. I hate waiting because I know what will
not
happen.
add them together, subtract them.
No, twice as much.
She doesn't
Oh.
actually
If
need
I'm if I'm twice your age, what would we do with our ages? We wouldn't subtract them. I would multiply by what?
Sharon is home. What did she see when she first walked in
Help
the
them out,
house?
Carson. What would we do? Multiply by what?
Strap. Sharon looks at her face turns. She yells, what?
What?
What again? It is not my fault that my shin guards are old.
Carson, I thought you had your hand up. What do I do? What do you want to say?
Why does everything happen to me?
You multiply 8
Sharon.
times.
There's no 8 here. Elijah, how can we figure out what DiJanae has?
I watch Sharon. I think about how great she is at playing soccer.
By multiplying 1024 by 4.
No. Hayden Waitman.
And 4 times 2.
Why? Why do we multiply 4 times 2? You're correct.
Because it says she buys twice as much storage
Yes.
as Tammy.
We have to take Tammy's number and we have to show twice as much. So we multiply by 2. Great job, Hayden. Hayden, what is 4 times 2?
8.
So we know that DiJanae has 8 what?
8 gigabytes.
Very good. 8 gigabytes. So Tammy has 4 gigabytes. DiJanae has 8 gigabytes. But the question asks, how many megabytes does DiJanae have? Well, we know she has 8 gigabytes. We know what other information is going to help us with this problem, Gracie?
One gigabyte is 1024.
Megabytes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if this is 8 and we know 1 equals this big number, how can we convert gigabytes to megabytes? What would we do?
1024 times 8.
Good job. Gracie, do you want to use partial products or traditional to solve?
Additional.
Okay, go ahead and walk me through it, honey.
8 times 4 is 32. So you put the 2 down and carry the 3.
Okay.
And then 8 times 2 is 16. Add the 3. 8 it equals 18. So you,
Oh, that's
No.
right. 16 plus 3.
I think they just got home.
19.
Good.
So you put the 9 down and carry the 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then 8 times 0 is 0. Add the 1 and it equals 1. Then 8 times 1 is 8.
Tanya, whatever you're playing with, please stop. That's very distracting. Go ahead, Gracie. 8 times 1 equals?
8.
Okay.
And then your final answer is 8,192 gigabyte.
Well, not gigabytes. Remember, we just converted gigabytes to what?
Megabytes.
Very good. And this is why I tell you to look back in the story, because if you answer 8,192 gigabytes, go back and look at the question. It says, How many megabytes of storage does DiJanae have? So if you answer with gigabytes, that's incorrect, even if you do all that multiplication the correct way. So it would be like, just like saying 8,192 Skittles. Well, no, that's not accurate information from your story. So this is why I've been telling you guys, reading is a big part of math. So we have to make sure we can read that. All this note taking, I promise you, this is going to help you the older you get, when you get to that more difficult concepts in math, science, social studies. Being able to read something and just pick out what's important is a very hard skill, and you're learning it very young now. So that I hope this is going to help you. Yes, Sunny. You have no volume, dear. Let me know if you get it to work, or if not, just type in the chat for me. So what I want you to do now is, out of those 5 problems, I do want you to go to the chat now and type how many you got correct. And that's just for me to know. So I hope after checking this, you feel super confident going into your exit ticket today. Today you have lesson 10 exit ticket, which is on page 10 in your exit ticket packet. There are 2 problems to solve, just regular traditional algorithm, and then 1 story problem for you to solve.
Mrs. Shevchik,
Yes, Nina.
how many what do you mean by how many questions we got right?
So you solved 5 problems for homework. You're going to tell me how many of those you got correct. Did you get 0 correct, 1, 2, 3, 4, or all 5?
Okay.
So we just checked 5 problems. Letter A, C, E, G, and then number 4. So I believe now you have an exit ticket to complete, which, look at my exit ticket packet. I have writing. Look at all my work. So if I go to school on Tuesday and Miss Jameson says to me, Mrs. Shevchik, I need to see your work, I can pull this right out of my folder and show her. And maybe I got, for some reason, I typed in a bunch of stuff on the online on the website, and it didn't, for some reason, it gave me the wrong score. I have all this proof with my work to show my teacher, to say, yeah, I did it. It's right here. Brian. I see your mouth moving, but I don't hear anything. And then you do have some time on your learning path today. So make sure you're on your learning path. Don't go to assignments, because if you get on Khan Academy today on your Map Accelerator and you see rounding lessons, that's for next week. Don't do them now, because then next week you're going to be saying, oh, I already did those, but it's not going to track. That's your Monday and Tuesday assignment. It's not going to track you for next week. So then you're going to have to redo them, because it's not going to show up on your account. So you should be on your personal learning path today. Soren.
Yes, so Miss Shev.
Yes.
You don't actually put a text box if you want people to write in the box.
I did figure that out. So this one should be better for you. I made that mistake last week. This week, that's why I just left it blank for you to use the pen, or if you want to insert your own text box. Thank you. Remember, if you don't show your work, if you solve the traditional way and there's numbers that need to be carried and you don't put those up there, it's getting marked wrong, because in my opinion, you didn't solve it and you took out one of your devices and just typed it in and just put the answer. Eventually, when we get to really hard story problems, I will let you use a calculator. But now you have to show me that you can multiply first, then later you can use the tool. Because I know everyone says it's the 21st century and you have calculators. Yeah, that's great, fine and dandy. But sometime in your life, you might have to multiply without the help of a tool. And that's basic civilization should know basic multiplication skills. Okay. Now I know if some of you guys move on to be great contractors and you have all kind of numbers and you're designing plans for a beautiful house, you're going to use a calculator. I understand that. But the point is, if you didn't have one, you'd have this knowledge as a backup plan. Okay, I'm going to stop